Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our May 4th council meeting. Our number one item on the agenda is a call to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. Flag. Republic. And one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For those who are joining us, there was agendas up front, but Mr. Homer just got the last one. If we can print more, if we have any more. Okay. Item number 2 is the reading of the Sunshine Statement and roll call by our municipal clerk, Mrs. Lauren Stats.
This meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of May 4th, 2026 was included in the list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 8th, 2026, and as a teleconference was noticed on the official Dunellen website on April 30th, 2026, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on April 30th, 2026, and has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento.
Present.
Council President Lamb.
Here.
Mrs. Albertson. Mrs. Albertson.
Here.
Mrs. Rios.
Here.
Mr. Scott.
Here.
Mr. Sigmund.
Here.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Here.
Okay, item number 3 on the agenda is the mayor's appointments to boards, commissions, and authorities. This evening, we have 4. We have the appointment of Robert Kraus, term to expire 12/31/2027 to the alternate member 1 from alternate member 2 to the planning board. We are appointing Rebecca Stark-Trendrano, term to expire 12/31/26 to alternate member 2 to the planning board. And appointing Rebecca Stark-Trendrano, term to expire 12/31/2026 to the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization Planning Board seat, so as a representative from the planning board. And then appointing Diana Galvez, term to expire 12/31/2026 as a resident member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization. I do not see Mr. Kraus in the audience, but I do see Rebecca. So would you like to get sworn in?
Sure.
Oh, we're over here. I apologize.
I, Rebecca Stark-Trendrano,
Member of the planning board and the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization.
member of the Dunellen Planning Board and member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's give Rebecca a round of applause. Come up, Diana. Okay, good. Left hand raised right. Get the right order. Okay. You just repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Diana Galvez,
Member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization,
member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. So, as I always say, our Miracle Mile cannot move forward without the countless volunteers that we have helped make things move forward. So let's give a round of applause all around. Okay, and then Mr. Kraus will, this is sworn in at the next planning board meeting, or come to you with the clerk's office. Thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda is proclamations. We have 5.
First up, we have a proclamation recognizing National Police Week in 2026. I've asked Councilwoman Trina Rios, who is the Police Committee Chair, to read the proclamation.
Recognizing National Police Week in 2026 in the Borough of Dunellen. Very loud. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Dunellen Police Department. And whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, over 24,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty, including 2 members of the Dunellen Police Department, Patrolman William Shield and Chief Patrick Tarpe. And whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation declaring the week of May 15th National Police Week. And since then, tens of thousands of police officers and their families, including those from Dunellen, New Jersey, travel to Washington, D.C. every year to celebrate law enforcement and pay tribute to their fallen brothers and sisters. And whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. And whereas 363 new names of fallen heroes were added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 109 officers killed in 2025 and 254 officers who died in previous years. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officer Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff. And whereas the Dunellen Police Department, formally organized in August of 1924, has served the residents of Dunellen for 100 years and has been a tenure of 14 chiefs of police, many more patrol officers protecting and serving the community to keep the peace, protect life and property, and serve all those who call the Miracle Mile home. And whereas on Monday, May 25th, 2026, the Borough of Dunellen, the police department will honor their fallen heroes with a ceremony at Washington Memorial Park in observance of Memorial Day. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Jason F. Salento and the Dunellen Borough Council declare that all in the Borough of Dunellen observe May 10th through 16th, 2026 as National Police Week, and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation.
Councilwoman. Thank you to our police officers for the job that they do every single day. Thank you and God bless you. Item number 2 on the proclamations is recognizing May as Military Appreciation Month. I've asked Councilwoman Liz Vandermark to please read the proclamation.
Whereas in 1999, the United States Congress passed a resolution proclaiming May as National Military Appreciation Month, encouraging all Americans to remember all those who gave their lives in defense of our freedom and to honor all the men and women who have served and are serving our country today, along with the families of these service members for their sacrifices in our armed forces. And whereas the month of May was chosen because as many individual days marked to acknowledge our military's achievements, including Loyalty Day established in 1921, Victory in Europe, VE Day, commemorative the end of World War II in Europe in 1945, Children of Fallen Patriots Day. May also includes Military Spouse Appreciation Day, Armed Forces Day, and before ending the month, we pause to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day. And whereas during Military Appreciation Month, we are reminded that the freedom and security that the citizens of the United States are afforded today are a direct result of the sacrifices made and continued vigilance demonstrated by our United States Armed Forces over the history of this great nation. And whereas this observance in the perfect opportunity to show thanks and express gratitude to those who have proudly served or are currently serving the United States military and their families. And whereas many men and women from our community have served in the United States Armed Forces, and their service and sacrifice are made our community and the United States, the world, more secure by preserving liberties, and have enriched our community and nation, made it the greatest nation in the world. And whereas our Dunellen American Legion Posts 119 and Tri-Borough Memorial Veterans of Foreign Wars, also VFW, Post 5479, are comprised of active members who support and are dedicated to serving the Borough of Dunellen and surrounding communities. And whereas these organizations are committed to enhancing the well-being of Americans' veterans, their families, our military, and our communities by the devotion to mutual helpfulness, making certain that our local veterans organizations pay perpetual respect for all past military sacrifice to ensure they are never forgotten by our generations. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Jason F. Salento, and members of the Dunellen Borough Council do hereby proclaim that May 2026 will be recognized as Military Appreciation Month. Residents are encouraged to recognize and honor the valor of our veterans and our sacrifices made by United States Armed Forces. Members currently serving and their families to freedoms we enjoy today and tomorrow. Proclaim this 4th day of May 2026.
Thank you, Council.
Lauren.
Next is a proclamation going to be read by Councilman Cole Sigmund declaring the month of May Mental Health Month.
Whereas there is a proven connection between good mental health and overall personal health, and whereas mental illnesses affect almost every family in the world, and whereas people with mental illnesses often recover if given the necessary services and supports in their communities, and whereas people with mental illnesses make important contributions to our families and our communities, and whereas millions of adults and children are disabled by mental illnesses every year, and whereas only 1 out of 2 people with a serious form of mental illness seeks treatment for their mental illness, and whereas stigma and fear of discrimination keep many who would benefit from mental health services from seeking help, and whereas research shows that the most effective way to reduce stigma is through personal contact with someone with a mental illness, and whereas good mental health is critical to the well-being of our families, communities, schools, and businesses, and whereas greater public awareness about mental illnesses can change negative attitudes and behaviors towards people with mental illnesses. Now, therefore, Mayor Jason F. Salento, on behalf of the Borough of Dunellen, New Jersey, does hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Mental Health Month.
Thank you, Councilman. Our fourth proclamation is recognizing the significance of AANHPI Heritage Month, and Mr. Ryan Fryer has volunteered to read that proclamation, who's in charge of our IT during the meeting. Thank you. Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas the people of the United States join together each May to pay tribute to the contributions of generations of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders who have enriched the history of the United States. And whereas the history of the Native Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders in the United States is inextricably tied to the story of the United States. And whereas the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community is an inherently diverse population composed of more than 45 distinct ethnicities and more than 100 language dialects. And whereas the month of May was selected for Asian/Pacific American Heritage Month because the first Japanese immigrants arrived in the United States on May 7th, 1843, and the first transcontinental railroad was completed on May 10th, 1869, with substantial contributions from Chinese immigrants. And whereas the theme for the observance of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in May 2026 is Power in Unity, Strengthening Communities Together. And whereas the theme was selected by the Federal Asian Pacific American Council to highlight the importance of leveraging our collective power, telling our stories, and being bridge builders in our communities. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Dunellen that in the month of May, we recognize this history, achievements, and diversity of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and further acknowledge the substantial contribution to the American experience brought by our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community.
Ryan.
Thank you.
Our final proclamation is recognizing May 3rd through the 9th, which we're currently in, as Professional Municipal Clerks Week. So Mrs. Stats, our municipal clerk, is going to take the honor of reading it.
Whereas the office of a professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of a professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between citizens, the local governing bodies, agencies of government at all other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality, impartiality, rendering equal service to all, whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, and county international professional organizations. Now therefore, Jason F. Salento, Mayor of the Borough of Dunellen, do hereby proclaim May 3rd through the 9th, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week in the Borough of Dunellen, and further extend the appreciation to our professional municipal clerk, Lauren Stats, and all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to our community.
Thank you for your work and for your all. Thanks. Okey doke. Item number 5 is the approval of our meeting minutes from April 20th, 2026. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios.
Any comments, additions, or edits to the meeting minutes of April 20th as they currently stand? Without hearing any, kind of a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Item number 6 on the agenda is introduction of ordinances. This evening, we have 4, 2026-12 through 2026-15. For those who are in attendance who have not participated in meetings before, introduced ordinances are not deliberated. They might be summarized just for public record, but they're not debated just yet. They're voted on so they can be introduced and heard and then reviewed by the public. You have are statutorily obligated by 10 days, which usually coincides with our next council meeting in June. which would then there would be an opportunity for public hearings and potential adoption. So, can I have a motion and second on 2026-12, an ordinance of the Borough of Dunellen in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, adopting an amended and restated Dunellen Downtown Redevelopment Plan Phase 1.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Can I have a motion on 2026-13, an ordinance to amend Chapter 150 fees, Article 2, construction fees of the Borough Code of the Borough of Dunellen?
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund?
And this is just updating the fees that further construction office related to.
Right, Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Can I have a motion and second on 2026-14, an ordinance to amend and supplement the general legislation of Borough of Dunellen, Chapter 202, Section 18C?
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Can I have a motion and second on 2026-15, an ordinance to amend the general legislation of the Borough of Dunellen Municipal Code, Chapter 204, Parks and Playgrounds, and Section 12, violation penalty?
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Vandermark.
These are amendments that are related directly to motorized and e-bikes that are not supposed to be used in the park. For further review, we were able to find some things that needed some cleaning up based upon the ordinance that's currently on books. So this amendment strengthens that ordinance and gives the police department a little bit more authority to go and cite the guardian or parent of the kid who is not following the rules. So that's what this ordinance is.
I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Item number 7 on the agenda is the adoption of ordinances. This evening of 2026-11. Can I have a motion and second to enter 2026-11 ordinance to amend Chapter 180 Library of Part 2 of the General Legislation of the Borough Code of the Borough of Dunellen into public comment?
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund?
Public hearing on an ordinance that's been previously introduced, the public has an opportunity to speak on. Just for record, before we open the floor fully, in case you didn't have the time, this ordinance just basically codifies and updates some things for the library board to act their operations per se. So that's what this is. So at this time, I'll open up the floor to the public solely on 2026-11. We ask that you kindly state your name and your residency, and we're here to listen to your comments or potential recommendations on this one. Without hearing any, we will close the portion to the public on 2026-11. We'll open the floor to mayor and council for any discussion. Mr. Robertson, I know you had a chance to review it as legal counsel and confirmed you're good to go.
No, this is, follows the, New Jersey statutes, that codifies that statutory, procedure of the aspect.
Council, there's no further conversation. Take a roll call.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Item number 3 on the agenda is budget resolutions. We have resolutions 158 and 159 for the public. We presented our budget back in April. There's an opportunity between then and now to review it. So this tonight is when we are statutorily obligated to approve the budget based upon the state's timeline. So can I have a motion and second on resolution 159, a resolution authorizing the calendar year 2026 municipal budget to be read by title only?
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Abstain, position in the fire department.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Can I have a motion and second on resolution 159, resolution to adopt 2026 municipal budget?
Move it, Sigmund.
No. It's on the agenda. We need a public hearing. Okay. So the public. Okay. At this time, the public will have an opportunity to speak upon the presented calendar's year 2026 budget. If there's any comments or questions, we're all here to listen to them. Brief overview after the hour presentation we had last time. Our tax rate went down a penny, right? It went from 1,650 to 1,649. If your house did not see an increase or significant increase, that's basically a flat tax on your property tax. It's the municipal side. If you did see a decrease for every $10,000, about a $65 increase on the municipal side of property tax. So with the budgetary constraints that we had, we delivered a flat budget as they would define it. Mr. Scott, as our CFO, am I saying anything out of line? No. Right on. Okay. So with that added information, the floor is still open to the public. Okay, we'll close that portion. Thank you for the reminder. Next time let's put public hearing done, just so
Okay, yeah.
it sticks to my mind. Okay, so without hearing that, now we can go on to 159. So we have a motion and second on resolution 159 to adopt the 2026 budget.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Lance?
Council, before we vote, anything additional before we move forward?
No.
Okay, I would like to thank the Finance Committee underneath the chairmanship of Councilwoman Terry Albertson, Councilwoman Liv Vandermark, and Council President Chrisal Idis Lance for working hard with the administration on delivering a flat budget. It's difficult to do, especially with the rise in healthcare expenses, the state not following through on their promises and on the municipal funding. We're supposed to have $1.2 million, but they leave us at 600,000. So we're able to do what we do the best we possibly can in the service. So thank you for your hard work, Finance Committee. Okay. Yep.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Abstain, position of the fire department.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Well, government can operate. Congratulations. Item number 9 is resolutions. We have 160 through 167. Mrs. Stats, if you could read them through and then just give us an opportunity to ask a question.
Resolution number 160 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution 161 is authorizing the lease of office equipment for the clerk's office and police department from LEAP Capital Funding in the amount of $241.50 per machine for 60 months.
Move it, Rios?
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 162 is calling for the restoration of energy tax receipts and increased municipal aid to provide real property tax relief.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
I'll speak on this briefly because I just referenced it earlier. The Energy Tax Receipts Trust Fund is a trust fund the state created in the late 90s based upon utility rates that the municipalities used to charge directly to the utilities for using our poles, our streets, etc. The state had an idea many years ago to uniform that and collect the money themselves and promise that those funds statutorily would come back to the municipalities. But we know what happens once the state gets their hands on our money. But so the past 20 years, every municipality has basically remained flat. Dunellen, the past 20+ years has remained at almost $600,000, give or take. Like I said, it was supposed to be $1.2 million based upon the formula. Over the years, that means we've lost $6 million to our operating budget, which argumentatively, that is direct property tax relief. Instead, what the State House has done under both Republican and Democratic leadership has played political games with those dollars and used them as bargaining chips throughout each budget process. For example, they create Anchor. They create State New Jersey, which interestingly enough is only funded when there's revenue every 2 years apparently. But the point being is they use those dollars to fund programs that otherwise should just come right back to the municipalities where we can give direct property tax relief and they don't play political games with it. And let the residents hold us as your local elected officials who you see in aisle 5 of the grocery store and can hold us better accountable for spending your dollars. Instead, they use it and spend it how they want. So that's what this is. The League of Municipalities, as well as the New Jersey Conference of Mayors, a bipartisan organization, both of them, one in which I have the honor of being president of, is advocating for the full restoration of energy tax receipts. Will we get it? I don't know. But collectively, hopefully, we can at least make some efforts and move into it. So that's the resolution before the council. Proposing to our state legislatures and the governor's office to find the money in the $60.7 billion budget to return back to the municipalities so we can in fact spend those dollars on property tax relief directly. So that's what this resolution. Council, any other discussion on the matter?
One question I have, is that 1.2 million number, does that rise each year or does that stay flat as well?
Give or take, it's supposed to technically rise, especially if you think utility rates are the highest they've ever been, even though they were frozen, have they've ever been. So,
so each year
technically it should be flat, and most municipalities have to.
so each year we fall further behind.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct. I think it's over $5 billion is owed across the entire state over the last 20 years. So 1.45 billion last year alone. So that should tell you 1/3 of 1/5 of the almost whatever the fraction. But yes, it increases. Any other questions, council?
Okay, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
yes,
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 163 is to amend the resolution from April 6, 2026, number 133, authorizing and directing the Dunellen Borough Planning Board to undertake a preliminary investigation to determine whether Block 49, Lot 36.01 qualifies for a designation of non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
This follows suits the initial resolutions we had last meeting. It's now gone for the planning boards. They're kicking it back to us for formal approval. So that the studies can begin.
What is the address? I know we have the lot number here, but what's the specific address for this property?
That's why we're also amending it. We're just using the block and lot as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a clerical issue because the address on file is a different address, what's on Google Maps, so.
Right.
Tax office and tax assessor's office are linked, but legally we can move forward with, bond.
Block and lot. Okay. Mrs. Albertson? Mrs. Albertson? Okay. Mrs. Albertson?
yes, sorry,
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 164 is authorizing the America's 250th celebration event.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark?
This Cedar, I believe, has a proposal. For those that don't know, Kelly Cedar is our recreation director, and she's been working diligently to put together a 250 Thank you, Cedar.
Planning to have an event on July 5th to, honor America's 250th, and it's basically just going to be a celebration in the Skinner Plaza, which is the train station lot / library parking lot. We're gonna look to have a couple of performances throughout the day and a couple of other activities. There's gonna be a car show aspect side of it. We're gonna get the vendors there, hopefully, we talked about that some days ago. And then, other activities that kind of make it an festival type celebration.
Okay. Well, any questions from Ms. Cedar in terms of her proposal? I'm assuming we've spoken with insurance about the event and we'll coordinate with parking authority and the library about the use of all those lots, even though we own them, but it's good to be purchased and, work with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see here it says, road closures and logistical arrangements shall be coordinated through the appropriate borough departments. Will they be shared with council prior to?
Yeah, for sure. This was just the first step, and then that's gonna be our next step, meeting with the appropriate personnel, PD, DPW, fire. Oh, yeah. So then, once we get the approval tonight, then we'll move forward with that, and then we'll come back and share that information with you.
Don't worry, they'll be filling out 214s. Love you, Homer. Okay, council, if there's no other discussions, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Albertson? Huh?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 165 is authorizing the execution of a memorandum of understanding between the Borough of Dunellen and the Dunellen Rescue Squad regarding the temporary use property located at 205 Washington Avenue.
Move it.
Second.
Oh, boy. Councilwoman Rios. Councilwoman Big, second. That never happened. Wow. Like a record. What did that mean?
Who done
Okay.
it?
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Miller, Mr. Robertson, is there anything that you would like to address on this? So council's aware of how this is temporarily going to be handled underneath this agreement.
It's a memorandum of understanding that will be executed between Borough and Rescue Squad to formalize a temporary use and occupancy arrangement until a permanent location can be located, so allow them to use the location on Washington Avenue, a portion of that property. Again, on a month-to-month, temporary basis, ongoing time. And orders and be terminated on sufficient notice. And if otherwise it, there's a fine for insurance, we only receive a copy of that or the rescue of insurance.
Miller, anything additional? Okay. As part of our redevelopment agreement that we have with the rescue squad on terms of their 635 Boundbrook Road location, we'll work to remediate for them. Our agreement is that we would provide temporary location. So we're here honoring our word and happy to continue working with you guys. So thank you. Okay, council, roll call. Oh, sorry.
Under parking where it says rescue squad shall have use of 6 parking stalls, I did see that the handicap signage will be removed, but I'm wondering if then, some striping or some signage will be, put in place to identify that these are specifically for rescue. Okay. Okay.
Any other questions, council? Without hearing any, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Bland,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios. Yeah. Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 166 is authorizing a professional services contract with Harbor Consultants for an area need and redevelopment study for block 30, lots 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, that should be 26.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
This is formalizing the hiring of our useful planner, Harbor Consultants to conduct the study of specific lots.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Bland,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution 167 is authorizing a professional services contract with Harbor Consultants for an area need redevelopment study for block 49, lot 36.01.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios.
Same thing. And, one.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Bland,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, item number 10 is council reports. Councilwoman Vandermark.
Dunellen Rescue Squad members put in 904 on-duty hours, an additional 76 off-duty hours. They responded to 44 calls for 911 response and standbys, including on April 2nd, 2026, they provided EMS coverage and fire rehab for the house fire on New Market Road. On 4/11, they provided EMS coverage and manned the grills for the Little League Parade and Volunteer Appreciation Picnic. They responded to 6 injuries due to falls, 2 injuries due to assault, 1 injury due to a motor vehicle accident, and 1 industrial accident. Additionally, on April 3rd, held a drill on vitals assessment. April 13th, held a monthly business meeting of the organization. On the 14th, held a work detail reorganizing their storage unit. The 16th, held a CPR class in the squad's trailer for squad members and the public, including members of OEM. On the 22nd, they participated in the mayoral town hall on volunteerism with a PowerPoint prepared by the president and presented by the vice president. On the 29th, they held a work detail filling oxygen tanks. The rescue squad is planning their next joint drill with CERT. It should be happening in May or June. The rescue squad is always looking for new members, especially EMTs. If you are interested in joining, visit their website at DunellenRescue.org. The week of May 17th through the 23rd, it's National EMS Appreciation Week. Now my report for the fire department. Okay. During April of 2026, fire department responded to 41 emergency responses, 146 emergency responses to as of April 30th. March events. On the 1st, they held a demonstration and training on electric hydraulic extrication tools. On the 2nd, work drill to clean and restore equipment from the structure fire. The 11th, he attended the recreation baseball parade. The 13th, officers meeting and monthly work drill. On the 13th, the New Jersey Division of Fire Safety Training Seminar held at our firehouse. The 14th, drill to prepare equipment for new Rescue 5. The 20th, held a New Jersey Forestry Training drill at the firehouse. The 26th, held the annual fire company memorial service. The 29th, they held a monthly fire company meeting. Fire department has been advised that Rescue 5, the last piece of apparatus damaged in 2021 fire, is complete. They will perform a pre-delivery factory inspection this week. If it all goes well, They can expect the apparatus to be delivered to Absolute Fire in the next 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for delivery to the firehouse. They are happy to see a number of residents continuing to join the department over the past few months. The fire department is still looking for new members to join our department. Membership is open to anyone 16 to 18 as a junior member, and full member is open to anyone over 18. Visit our website, www.dunellenfd.com, or email joindfd@dunellenfd.com for more information.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Yep.
Yes. The Dunellen Public Library is currently seeking a part-time bookkeeper. Interested candidates are encouraged to contact the library for more information or to submit a resume. Library programs are up and running, and both new and returning members are welcome to explore and participate in a variety of offerings. For the month of April, the police department responded to 1,607 calls of service. There were 20 total arrests, 489 motor vehicle tickets issued, 7 DWI arrests, and 15 motor vehicle crashes reported. And DDMO this past Sunday marked a great kickoff to the spring-summer season with our 4th annual Spring into Wellness event, bringing the community together for a successful and engaging start to the season. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Albertson?
No report tonight.
Okay. Council President Lance?
Sure. For recreation, the Memorial Day Parade will take place on Monday, May 25th at 10 a.m. Residents and community groups interested in marching or participating with the flow are encouraged to reach out to Kelly Cedar at kcedar@dunellenborough.com. We look forward to coming together as a community to honor and remember those who have served. Open soccer is still in need of volunteer coaches for grades 3 to 5 and 6 to 8. If you are interested in supporting our youth programs in this way, please contact Kelly Cedar at the same email address. Lastly, summer camp registration is now open through the recreation website. The program is available for children ages 5 through 12 and will run from June 15th through August 14th. This 9-week camp offers a full schedule of engaging activities, including field trips, outdoor and indoor play, and water games. Families are encouraged to register soon as space is limited and filling quickly. I also have a report from MTAPS, but I don't have it open right now, so give me a moment. Okay. So the Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Task Force continues its efforts to promote safe, active transportation through meaningful partnerships and community-based initiatives. We are excited to invite the community to our 2nd annual Dunellen Bike Rodeo taking place on Thursday, May 7th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at John P. Faber Elementary School. This event is a collaborative effort between Dunellen Public Schools and Keeps Middlesex Moving, with MTAPS participating as one of several vendors alongside other Dunellen-based organizations. This is a free, family-friendly event with no registration required. We encourage residents to bring their bikes, scooters, skates, and helmets and join us for an evening of safety, skill building, and community connection. The event will feature bike games and skill-based challenges, pedestrian safety education, community providers and local organizations, helmet safety checks, and additional safety resources. Additionally, this coming Wednesday will mark the final Walk to School Wednesday of the year. We want to extend our sincere thanks to Dunellen Public Schools and Keep Middlesex Moving for their continued support in making this initiative possible. It has been encouraging to see students consistently excited and engaged in participating each week. We look forward to bringing Walk to School Wednesdays back again in the fall and continuing to build on this momentum. And I'm just laughing because they're so excited to be part of this initiative that as I was punching the tickets along the horseshoe, a child was dropped off and then walked towards me to get their ticket punched. And I just thought it was the cutest thing. So I gave him an honorary punch as he walked out of the car. But I mean, that was the free pass and that'll be the only pass. Aside from that, everyone's excited and they're walking to school. So that's it for me.
Okay. Councilman Sigan?
Yes, for Public Works, as usual, they perform the property maintenance and landscaping, routinely cleaning the downtown area and all borough properties and parks. And they are currently building an additional planter at Washington Memorial Park. They also continued the ball field maintenance for the youth sports. The street sweeping continued through the borough and the downtown areas. They continued curbside branch and leaf bag pickup throughout the borough. They also finished installing the Hometown Heroes banners, and the crew assisted with the Greenbrook cleanup on Saturday, May 2nd, as well as the downtown car show and open air market and spring into wellness events on Sunday, May 3rd. And that is all for me.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Scott.
For Shade Tree Commission, they held their Arbor Day celebration on April 24th. Shade Tree members held a presentation to the first graders and are collaborating with the Gifted and Talented Environmental Enrichment Program on a project with 2 teachers from Faber on planting either 1 large tree with some undergrowth or 3 smaller trees. And that's my report.
Thank you. My report this evening, regarding the Second Street Phase 2, which is from Madison Avenue to North Washington Avenue. Top Line Construction, who's the contractor, they've completed the concrete work and lawn restoration. The site project manager, CME and Alex Miller, met to determine the placement of 10 new trees to be planted. So very nice. It'll be a nice treescape. Shade Tree will be very happy. The contractor will coordinate with the borough to schedule the milling and paving phase, which is expected to take place in May. New Market and Grove and South Washington Avenue and Orange Street pedestrian improvement. This is the local aid grant. Mr. Miller, CME, and the Top Line project manager also met last week to review the project scope and limits. To ensure resident safety at these 2 busy intersections, the police department will coordinate with crossing guards at both locations during construction. And construction is underway and will include installing RRFBs, which are the beacon lights, new ADA compliant sidewalks, and replacing severely damaged sidewalks at both intersections. And for today, there'll be a tree too. So that's good. The Washington Ave beautification project. You may notice that the project contractor, AA Berms, planted 4 trees as part of our project. So a lot of trees are popping up. And we do the 80-20, 80% of them have to be native species and 20% have to be decorative. So we recognize the importance of that towards our environment. PSC&G streetlight LED upgrades. The borough continues working with PSC&G on streetlight LED upgrades throughout the borough. As a first step, PSC&G upgraded lighting at borough intersections. They are now moving forward with upgrades along main streets, as well as in areas around schools and parks. The goal of this project is to convert all of the borough streetlights to LED lighting to help with lighting at night and make the streets safer and more presentable. So just I want to recognize too, I know it's been spoken about the events from this past weekend. It was a very exciting weekend for residents and families and visitors. There was 5 events. It was a very busy weekend, which is a good thing. We began with the Greenbrook cleanup, where volunteers helped clean our waterways at the McCoy Park and the North Washington Avenue Bridge. This was our 6th year doing that, correct? Starting 6 years ago with the Lower Raritan Watershed Project and surrounding municipalities. So a good initiative. If you saw what that brook looked like 6 years ago compared to what it looks like today, it's a significant improvement. So much so that the American eels, which were not living in the habitat there, which they should be, are now returning. So congratulations to the efforts of all the volunteers who have made this happen. The 3rd annual Spring Downtown Dunellen Car Show, which was hosted by the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization and Carl's Custom Plastics, brought a ton of residents and visitors to North Avenue for a very impressive showcase of classic and modern vehicles. And it was nice too to walk the road and see many of the cars were actually belong to residents in town. So that was nice. Friends of the Dunellen Public Library hosted its first open air of the season in conjunction with DDMO's Spring into Wellness. It was a great event, 90 vendors, which I hope it continues that way, and I hear that they're going to be getting a farmer's market, which I think will be a nice addition to it. A major highlight of the weekend was, of course, the opening of Monmouth Museum's first ever satellite location here in Dunellen, making it a significant milestone for our community and a major addition to our downtown and what we're calling the Renaissance of Dunellen. The event brought together dignitaries, elected officials, local organizations, and strong turnout of residents and visitors, all excited for the new opportunities, God bless you, for creativity, education, and cultural experiences the museum will have to offer. Again, this was based upon an NJ EDA grant that we worked with our former legislative women, Munoz and Matsakudis, and Senator Bramnick, with the two organizations that benefited. One was Monmouth Museum, $500,000, and then the Actors Studio of New Jersey, $400,000 to make renovations to the movie theater to become a performing arts center. So I would consider that a renaissance in my view, at least. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated throughout the weekend and helped organize and support these events. We'll be sharing photos throughout the week on our social media pages, so make sure to see the photos if you missed out, or if you did go, see if you're in the background. You can follow that on Borough Dunellen NJ on our social media. But again, it's important to recognize these events because a lot of them, actually all of them, are handled strictly by volunteers who keep the ball moving down the field. So I'm going to ask for a round of applause once again for our volunteers. And I will add with, I'd like to wish a happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all our dedicated educators and teachers at the Dunellen Public Schools and throughout our community. Council President Lance, who's an educator, we thank them for their commitment to leaving a lasting impact on the next generation. So I think I can speak for all of us here on council. We're grateful for your service to our community and our children. So with that, I am done with my report. And there's no council discussion this evening, so I'll go to item number 12, which is department head reports. IT, anything? Okay, thank you. Legal? Beautiful. Clerk, registrar's office.
Yep. The voter registration deadline is May 12th for the primary election, and on May 20th, the county will start mailing out sample ballots. And that is my.
Okay, thank you. Finance.
Happy to have the budget done.
I'm sure you are. Now you got to oversee it for the rest of the year. So good luck with that. Mr. Miller, anything from administration or DPW?
Yeah, they're all that, like to thank the committee, you, helping assist on the budget, CFO Scott Olson, all our department heads, working on the budget. The process starts in January and, really ramps up through, January, February, March. So a lot of work and, appreciate all everybody's, hard work and efforts on that. On the weekend, like to thank all of our emergency services for a lot. It was a busy weekend between the police department, fire department, rescue squad, OEM, DPW. A lot of stuff went on. It was a beautiful weekend. A lot of nice things got down in town. I would hear from people from other towns saying, "Wow, it's really busy this weekend." So thank you all for it.
Nobody complained that there's nothing to do this time. Always something to do. So if you do, I'm sorry, not intentional, but police department. Okay, recreation. No report. No report. Oh, yeah.
Okay, just a few items. Always have a few items. Right now, OEM is coordinating, finalizing our EOPs, which is due in July the 31st. I want to special thank and shout out to Chief Scott for thoroughly reviewing our EOP, as well as Jeff Best. There's a few things that have to be done by the departments, but we're well on our way to completing that process. We are also coordinating the all county all hazard mitigation plan, which is required by our organization. And so, we're going to probably get Alex and the engineers involved with that. There is possibility of break money, which for mitigation projects, and a shovel-ready mitigation project will be generators. So in any of our facilities where we may need a generator, we may want to consider that as one of the mitigation projects for this all hazard mitigation plan. Just want to let you know that 8 members of our CERT team, including myself as a reservist, we attended a full-scale drill at the fire academy. It was called Disasterville. It was a simulation of a F3 tornado with disasters and things all over the place. I want a special shout out to Alex Miller and the DPW for transporting our vehicles down to that drill, as well as we were able to obtain some Yodak barriers for the car show, and they moved those around, as well as the fire department filled it with water, those barriers, so that we would not have any potential problems with any vehicular traffic passing the lines. Also, there's something else I wanted to say. Oh, just to let you know that, we really have a very active CERT team. In April, our members completed a combined total of 125.5 hours across events and training. This brings the total number of service hours to 627 hours for 2026 thus far. That's my report.
Thank you, Homer. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Rescue squad. Hello, Chief.
Hello. Of course. That was not planned. On behalf of the rescue squad, in addition to the report that was submitted to council and read out, I just want to say thank you to the council for working on getting us inside out of the cold into a location. We are looking forward to having access to the kitchen and indoor plumbing. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I enjoy you doing that. Along with it. What? Jacqueline Morgan.
I'd like to thank the mayor and council and the members who were out on Memorial. Something that I'll be very appreciative of.
My pleasure. Thank you for all of the best.
And now rescue squad moving, I guess, we're gonna tent in the back.
Correct. Right. Oh.
Either that or you're moving in there.
No, don't.
No, I heard I heard how much we're paying, I need my tax dollars, saying.
So we'll.
Okay, no other departments? Any room? Okay, thank you all for all that you do. Item number 13 is public comments. We'll open the floor to public comments for those who are in chambers, who are joining us online. The floor is yours. We kindly ask you to state your name, your residency, please so choose, and we're here to speak. Okay, one last chance for those in chambers and online. Without hearing any public comments, we'll close that portion of the meeting. We have item number 14, resolution to enter into executive session, which is resolution number 168. I will read the resolution for public record. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act NJSA 10-4-6 permits the closing of meetings to the public under certain circumstances, and whereas there exists such a circumstance, and whereas authorizing the Borough Council to go to executive session to discuss a personnel matter after which action may be taken, and whereas minutes of the executive session will be kept and will be released when the matters under discussion during the executive session are no longer confidential. Therefore, be it resolved that the Borough Council will enter into executive session for the public. Once I request a motion and a second, we generally take a 5-minute recess. Let the public have the opportunity to leave. We will go into closed session. We will deliberate and discuss the matter early. The doors will be locked. Our lines will be closed off. we don't know necessarily the time frame. I would say within the next 45 minutes. Once we come out of the executive session, we'll unlock the door. If anybody who is still here is more than willing to join us back into public session or join us back online. We stay online, correct? Okay, so.
After which, further action may be taken.
Correct. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. So with that, can I have a motion second on 162 in front of the executive session? Move it. Second.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Valentin,
Yes.
Mrs. Lynn. Yes. Mrs. Rio. Yes. Scott. Yes. Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Ben. Yes.
Okay, you'll have a 5-minute recess.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Okay, sure. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of executive session, now back into public session. We've had a motion, a second, and a roll call. And so, at this moment in time, I'm gonna kindly ask that, we have Mr. Robertson, our legal counsel, read resolution 170 before I ask for a motion and second.
This is a resolution ratifying the termination of a borough employee. Whereas Joseph Hoyer is employed by the Borough of Dunellen in its Department of Public Works. And whereas following a citizen complaint, an investigation into alleged misconduct by Hoyer was undertaken. And whereas the investigation disclosed the misconduct and Hoyer admitted to engaging in misconduct. And whereas the administrator advised Hoyer that he was being terminated effective April 28, 2026 for his misconduct. And whereas the mayor and council have been briefed on and considered Hoyer's admitted misconduct and agree that termination is the appropriate penalty and in the best interest of the borough. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Dunellen hereby ratify the termination of Joseph Hoyer effective nunc pro tunc April 28, 2026. This resolution shall be provided to Joseph Hoyer and placed in his personnel file. This resolution shall be effective nunc pro tunc April 28, 2026.
Okay, thank you. With that on the record, we have a motion and second, please,
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
and a roll call.
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Plant?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sigmund?
Yes.
Yes.
For the record, in case the recording didn't pick up, Councilwoman did say yes, she joined us by telephone. Okay, I guess before I go to would be what now is resolution 171, I will just do what I feel is the appropriate thing and open the floor to the public for any comments or questions one last time before we formally adjourn. Without hearing any, we'll close that portion. Can I have a motion and second on resolution 171, resolution of adjournment? And before we do that, our next council meeting is May 18th at 7 p.m. You can join us here in chambers or online. Motion second for adjournment.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Councilwoman Allison.